Hey there, welcome to 1 Minute with Naomi. You're here to be inspired with practical and unique ways to transform your health and your life. Today, let's talk about how you can start your journey to eating in moderation. So many of us, when we go on a weight loss journey or just a journey to better health, we realize pretty quickly that our relationship with food kind of sucks. Many of us will go as far as to believe that we are food addicts or sugar addicts. Speaking for myself, I come from a family of addiction, and at one point in my life, I believed that I too was a sugar addict. It took lots of practice, lots of action, lots of self-awareness for me to get over that so that I don't have those sugar addict behaviors anymore and that I can eat in moderation. I want to offer that to you today if you're willing to take those actions. So let's get started. First of all, you need to have some sort of plan for yourself. When you go to the grocery store, have a list. Have some meals mapped out of what you want to have during the week so that you don't give in to any junk, anything that looks good, anything that's on sale or maybe marked down that you don't need. Typically, you'll find yourself gravitating towards those things when they are trigger foods. So just have that list and stick to it. Secondly, you're going to have to cut out all those trigger foods. Anything that you sit on the couch and just eat mindlessly, you're going to have to cut those out and bring in some healthy alternatives for those, such as like blueberries, something that you wouldn't mindlessly eat or crave, right? Next, you'll need to start a food journal. This is where you're going to notice the patterns in your eating. There's a lot of benefits to food journaling besides just tracking calories, for instance, and you can find out more about that from last week's video. That was the 5 fascinating reasons why food honesty will help you lose weight. So check out that video. Next, you want to learn how to measure appropriate food portions for yourself. You have to start with the basics, right? So many of us spend our lives just guessing and eyeballing. That's great. You can do that after you measure the appropriate portions. If you don't know what's appropriate, go online, Google, do a little bit of research, find out. And then start doing that for the next 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how much you stick with it. The more diligent you are with it, the shorter amount of time that you'll need to do that, because you will get really good at eyeballing portions after that. You won't have to do it as much. This is going to help you with your moderation, especially with foods that are higher in fat or are sweet or are a trigger food for you. Next, you want to slowly bring back in a trigger food. One by one, week by week. This is one portion at a time. So this doesn't mean go to Costco and stock up on your favorite Lara bar or something that could potentially be a trigger food. Instead, this is buying 1 pint of a healthy alternative ice cream like Halo Top or Arctic Zero, something like that. It's what we do in our house. My husband loves ice cream, and I like it a lot too. So we buy a pint or 2 and we split the pint each time. So we're practicing moderation. We feel good. We're not feeling restricted. We didn't eat too much. We're not having binge cravings. This is what's going to help you on your journey to learn how to moderate food. Those 5 techniques. If you want this to work, if you really, really want this to work, just practice these and know that it's possible for you to do. Anytime that there's doubt or this might not work for me or you're not being honest, of course it's not going to work. So keep that in mind. Now, if this is something that you are struggling with and you need a little more support, guidance, education on it, I have a lot of action plan fun sheets within my 8 Great Ways to Lose Weight solo course that help with this. I also have a bonus called Stop a Binge Map, which is essentially learning how to understand why you're having certain food cravings and how to heal that problem without continuing to sabotage yourself with food. So check that out. All right, my minute's up as always. If you like this video and you're nodding your head along with it and you like, yep, that Naomi girl gets me, please hit like. If you know somebody that needs to see this video, maybe this is a struggle of theirs, please share it. And if you have your own comments, suggestions, questions about how to eat in moderation, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it and just start a discussion with you. Remember, you can be one of those people who pull it off this year. Do what you say you're going to do. The world needs more people like you to inspire transformation. Until next time, take care. Bye.